So I have the wings mocked up here. And there's a couple of things I'm noticing. It would be nice if this height here was a little taller, a little above this. Just to give the wings some more height. I was, again, looking at Pyro Schnids, and everybody's just going to be different as they build them, but his wings stand a lot taller above the frame than mine do. Now, I'm limited by the length of that long bar. This guy here, that was, in all of these, I'd selected the longest, and then obviously trimmed them all to be equal in length, but that's as long as I could get them. So I think I've got a couple options here. First and easiest would be to trim down this a little bit, maybe make that angle a little bit more severe there, or drill a couple of holes here, move this whole thing up. Now that, of course, could change this whole relationship and how everything extends. So that's where I am right now, just pondering. But I really am digging this. This absolutely, even with this overextends, it doesn't really bind. So very happy with it. Very happy with the design. See, and that's it. I could also have it sit out a little bit like that, just to give some more breadth to what the silhouette, as it were. Oh, we'll figure it out. A side-by-side comparison of the old gargoyles and the new ones. So size is pretty good. Head's a little lower on the new one than it is on the old one, and I'm okay with that. The backbone here is higher than where it on here, but I was kind of trying to match up with the shoulder height. And this is that cat litter box or cat litter container. Put a notch out here so that eventually, I can twist things around, get it all lined up. So that's going to form the body, or the substructure of the body. So I just want to show you. I keep putting these on, realize that this is one, this is another. I just use it to match up and see. So, excuse my recycling. There we are. So, just to see kind of wingspan, kind of hard to tell there, but so one couple of things that I'm concerned with right now. I think I'm going to cut this down and probably cut it in tighter this way as well, just so more of the wing will be exposed. Even though this is very thin material, and I'm going to have it wrapping over the top and blah, blah, all that type of stuff, I still got to coat it. More than likely, I will start with a base coat of spray-on Great Stuff foam, and then do some sort of a paper mache or some sort of mache over top of that. Maybe Monster Mud, not quite sure yet. But I want to have more of the wing exposed so it gets a better silhouette, as it were. So that'll probably mean cutting down this, because I can't find any of these rods longer, which would be ideal. but c'est la vie. So that's for the back. As far as the head, so the idea is that this head is going to pivot back and forth. I've got 2 vent motors left over. These little guys here. And so that's going to act as my motor to do the head pivot. But put this on because this is one of those shelf brackets. Why reinvent the wheel? I'm probably going to cut it here just because I might need this real estate in here for whatever motor. More than likely a windshield wiper motor. It's going to power the wings. But what I'm finding is right down here, you see I have a bunch of washers and nuts and stuff there. If I don't, what happens, this hole in here is too large for this pin, and the angle, let's see where that's kind of wrapped up around here, this angle is such that allows this to kind of drop in like that. So this may change. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. Because I've also got to be able to hook on. And right now, what I got going on here is a dog's breakfast, so not too happy with that. I got to figure out a better, cleaner way to do this. Certainly less jutting out here. I'm wondering if I just bring it straight down and then, cut some threads onto it, then I can at least attach it to, the motor shaft. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that yet. The other thing that I found is I had to cut that hole bigger to allow for the pivot. But I also figured out... What are you doing? I also figured out that this, I didn't need to cut this hole like that. I could actually cut it more in an oval just to allow for some of that pivot movement. Because I'm also going to have to cover this somehow so that it can pivot. So it's obviously it's got to be cloth or some movable material. And then I've also got to make sure that the smoke is going to go out the mouth and not back up and, come out behind the head, as it were. So it's kind of where I'm at today. I redid this loop that's around here. So still not blowing my hair back. A lot of play there. Lots of play. I don't know. This may be a dead thing here. A dead thing. So there they are. This one's obviously a little long, so it's going to be trimmed back, but that's not a big deal. Might as well do that right away. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Very happy. So here's the setup I have for the vent motor. A couple of L brackets. I haven't removed this yet. I don't want to. I don't want to have to cut that off if I don't have to. So I'm going to see if this works. It may just require a couple of washers under here. But and then this is the bracket that's going to be mounted right there. Basically what I've measured is that this mechanism, when mounted onto this frame, I want to just show you here. That is approximately 2 inches of travel. Okay? So, my math tells me that I need this to be 1 inch from that dot to that dot. That way, that gives me my 2 inches of travel. Right? Isn't that the way math is supposed to work? I don't know. So there we are.